I mean, I'm sure you are a pretty brave kid, and you don't have the same fears that other people do because you know real fear. And this is, I actually just, I'm very careful about like my book and my TEDx talk with my students because it's vulnerable for me to share that stuff. But I had a girl the other day. I have a girl who's in my class right now, and she's in the foster system, and she's 16. And she just needed to watch my TED talk because it is about being brave, and it's about the resilience that you have, and it's about your optimism, all these things that are conditioned when you grow up in a dangerous environment like that as a kid. And I think that's really important messaging to tell little kids, right? To acknowledge how brave they are, because that sets them up for being brave in the world, right? And how resilient they are, which I've always found to be a very uncomfortable word to use with little kids because they're not trying to be resilient, right? They're just
Right.
they're just getting up and going to school and just doing it over and over. And um, but also how optimistic they are. And like you had said, your mom's was always in a good mood in the morning. And that's such a pattern too, right? So all hell breaks loose the night before, then everybody wakes up in the morning and we're all in a good mood and we're all pretending that nothing happened. We're all this like collective gaslighting, and nobody wants to bring it up because it's such a beautiful morning and mom's having coffee and everything's fine. But
Mhm.
I think that's a conditioning of optimism too, right? You just believe like every day is a fresh start. So there's kind of some good qualities. I think that if you're looking for anything um, that's positive to come out of this stuff, I mean, at least that's what I found, is to try to figure out, I'm not doomed to be a dysfunctional parent. I'm not doomed to be a crappy partner. I'm not doomed to be an abuser.
Right.
It's not, even though the internet will tell you that the odds are pretty high, it's also not a definite, right? And so thinking about these things that we can share with our students or share with kids who come in like, wow, you're really brave. And they'll go, yeah, actually. And then they'll tell you the stories about why they're brave.
Yeah, kids usually just need a little crack in the door, and
They do.